like any of the candidates you're voting for, I still think you should vote still. Like if there's none on the board, that's hard to say. But I think you should at least vote, because if that's your only choice, it's kind of like you go into something that's going to affect you no matter what. So one example is like if you go to the doctor's office and no matter what, you have a sickness. There's no way it's going to affect you no matter what. That's kind of like voting is that, and the doctor says, well, here's your 4 or 5 or maybe 3 choices you get. And all the choices he gives you, you're like, oh, this one's going to give me just a little bit of side effects, like I'm going to have some problems here, but it's going to cure me eventually. It's going to help out, but still it's going to have stuff I don't like in it. And all of them are like that. I think you should vote for, then you should pick the one that'll best suit you, the best it can. And that's because it's a big deal. It's going to affect you no matter what, so that's why you should still vote.
You know, I would say not to vote, but that's not the proper way though. But if you look at the candidates, you know, I mean, who do you... I mean, is it a popularity contest? So you kind of got to try to, you know, think for the responsible issues of the United States, not a popularity issue. So I'm kind of like, I don't want to say not vote because I believe that's wrong.
You either pick the best one out of the lot or you don't vote.
Well, then sometimes you have to vote for the least evil.
Well, that hardly ever happens, because if it were to happen, though, I guess I wouldn't vote.
Oh, there's got to be somebody in the crowd that I like better than the other ones.
But what if it were to happen?
Then I'd probably just disappear.
You probably shouldn't vote instead of voting for the lesser of the 2 evils. So that's usually what everybody does.
I believe that the people that vote help to nominate and help to encourage this political system that we are in. That's why I do not take part in it.
Then you don't vote. You know? Anarchy. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, then you're in deep shit. I mean, you know...
Should we not vote at all?
If you don't like any of the candidates?
Yeah.
I think that's a personal choice. If there's nobody that you can support in any way, then how can you vote for them?
I'd be probably upset. Then I'd probably do the old American thing, is protest. So, yeah, that's how I would feel.
Well, I haven't experienced that. I don't think that's true. I mean, if you've been voting, you know, you're going to make a difference one way or another by one vote.
I'd be very upset.
What would you do?
Just try harder for next time.
I feel like it doesn't sometimes. What if? I don't know, you keep voting because you want to keep trying.
Then I don't know what I'd do. I really don't. But I can't see when it wouldn't make a difference.
Figure out some way that my voice would be heard, I suppose.
Well, like what?
Well, maybe that's where revolutions come in and stuff. Protesting, activism, making movies.
I said if you don't like it, then you can't bitch about it.
I'd say, you know, if you care about what happens, you ought to look at it, get involved, and change it if you didn't like it. I think this year is one of the best opportunities for change in a long time, honestly.
More power to you, dude. Really, more power to you. Yeah.
It's their own loss, and they really don't deserve the privileges of what comes in a presidency when someone gets elected and they think they can just live their life through this country and they're not going to be supportive of what we won.
It's a personal choice. If they don't want to vote, that's understandable. You don't have to vote.
How would you convince them to vote?
Grab them by the balls. You're fucking
Think your vote would really have made a difference?
No. also because I didn't see it as that close of a race.
I think they need to vote, you know, and if you're not going to vote, you need to have a very good reason why you're not going to vote. I have a very good reason why I'm not going to vote, and that's why I don't vote. If you don't have a good reason not to vote, you need to get your lazy ass off your bed and vote, because your vote does really matter.
For one thing, don't bitch about anything that's going wrong if you don't like this country. And they should vote. Everybody should vote. I mean, that's our right.
If that person's somebody who complains about what's going on or happening in this country, and they're devastated or they're upset at how it's turning out, well, they can't complain because they're not doing anything to make a difference. They're not voting. So they should vote. And because they're not voting, that's kind of like being lazy, and also just it's kind of being in a way it's wishy-washy or a pushover in a way, I guess, in the nicest way to put it. Second thing is, if you're just one who just says, oh, I don't want to vote, you know, I'm not into that or whatever. Well, right here is like, it doesn't matter, because all the people around you, they're affecting your life, and you're just saying, I don't care, I'm gonna go with the flow and stuff like that. But imagine that one day when you do care, when it does affect you, maybe the taxes or something like that, or something with, you know, healthcare or something like that, one of those issues, and that person in office, he's going to affect you. So no matter what, it's going to bite you in the butt. So go ahead and vote.